What is up, YouTube? Cali Myth here, and just like the first one, I cannot express to you how much fun I'm having doing this again. I've only done it twice. Me and him have only made 2 episodes. This is episode 2, and I've had more fun doing this than I've had in a long time doing content creation. Like, I love podcasts. This is fun. I like just sitting there talking to a bud, having a good conversation. This one, though, topic: Trinity of Territor, Part 2, hometown show for Motionless and Right in Scranton, PA. I'm not going to spoil anything here. Watch the podcast, listen to it, put it on in the background while you're doing something. This is an amazing conversation I had with Travis about our experiences there, what happened, what we liked, what we didn't like about it. But all in all, great show. If you guys have a chance to go see leg 3 of the Trinity of Territor to end the year, I highly recommend it. If you already have tickets, enjoy yourselves. I couldn't handle a third time going. I went to the first one and then the second one, and I have other shows I'm excited for the rest of the year. But do me a favor before we get into this, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for the notification, and if you guys go to the Trinity of Territor, drop below what you guys thought. Give us your experiences through the comments. I'd love to read through them. Me and Travis just love to do that. But until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next one. We'll see you in October for episode 3. See ya. Muster up the courage to start this intro because I hate life and I hate doing this.
It's not that bad.
You know what it is? It's this. It's the camera. It's the fucking camera.
The camera.
The camera gets me. That stresses me out.
I mean, technically, you don't have to have the camera. You could just have the voice.
See, when I did the video podcast, when it was just the voice with me and Mike, I think it was a lot easier. I'm not even going to lie.
Well, obviously, you have less components to go wrong.
But now, like, I'm on OBS. We got 2 videos. So it's great.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. How to do this. I'm sorry, now the weed's kicking in.
That was fast.
It was quick. So how was your day?
Fine. Thanks for asking. We're going to start this? You're going to pussyfoot around it?
I'm going to pussyfoot around it for like a few more seconds, okay?
Okay.
I gotta try not to sound fake. I think that's the problem. I know I'm sounding fake. I'm gonna sound fake doing this.
I just think you need to just say it.
All right, fine. Fuck you, okay? What is up, YouTube?
Don't come with the performance.
I just tried.
Don't even try and put that shit on me.
Okay, I just tried. Okay, let's do this
and
again.
You did the whole like, what is up? Yeah, you're like screaming. Just talk. Just talk normally.
Talk normally. I don't know how to do
Yes,
that.
talk normally.
Okay. Hello. Welcome. We're back. Episode 2. Did you believe it was going to happen? I didn't believe it was going to happen. This guy just brought it up to me today, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, he tried to play it off like I was like begging him to do it. I literally just texted him the word podcast with a question mark. He said, sure. So here we are. So, the big topic we got today is we did it. We went to the Trinity of Territor Part 2. If you check behind me, there's one from the first one. There's a poster from the first one. Pretty cool, pretty fun. We're gonna... Big head's in the way, though.
My big head?
Yeah, your head's in the way. You can't see the poster.
I mean, you got the mini fridge, too. That's just fucking rude. How could you say that to me?
You lean in front of the poster. How are they supposed to see it if you lean in front of it?
See, there it is. You see the Ice Nine logo? It's the only one you can see visible because this is in the way. Just push it a little bit. But today we're going to talk about our experience. Travis's experience, first ever like real big metal show. It was a lot of fun. I had fun. He tells me he had fun. He had a blast, but his enthusiasm, his monotone demeanor says otherwise. But
I don't like trying to convey here. That's just my normal stature.
Dude.
Cool, calm, and collected, my guy.
Dude. Like, before we really get into this, can we please talk about 6'8" all-white demon that was just carrying people and forcing his way through all of us for people to fucking crowd surf.
Yeah. Dude. He was a bulldozer of people.
Dude, he just picked him up on his shoulder and just backed up. Didn't care.
Yeah.
Didn't care.
He practically just carried people. It was less crowd surfing. He was just like hoisting people in the air and then walking up towards security.
It was honestly when the first person like loaded up to get fucking launched, I was like, they're gonna kill someone tonight. But he wasn't strong enough to pick him up and throw him.
Yeah, they almost did actually kill somebody though. There was a nice young woman who was trying to crowd surf, but I think there was just too little hands for the surface area that was provided.
Bro,
she went down quick.
Yeah, she went down quick. I remember that one, but can we talk about the other one?
Which one?
Where we're like, so just let's put a little perspective on this. So this is a very 420 friendly podcast. Me and Travis had a little spice before the show, so we were feeling pretty good. And all I remember is we're looking forward, enjoying the show, and then you see a girl. She can't be taller than 4'10", get fucking launched.
Oh yeah,
from like the middle of the fucking crowd, and gets launched from one part to the other and into the fucking security guards. And I look at you dead ass, and we just start busting out laughing. I was like,
bro, there's no hands between the ones that left her body through the air, and then
it was that much of a gap. From when she got thrown, she was like that fucking far away from everybody. It was so fucking great.
Yeah. And like the whole thing was like trying to get the momentum to go, like to get the person carried forward towards the stage. So like there was a guy who was about the same height as the white wizard who was hoisting people up. He was wearing all black. He was younger though. And he would come over and just like push, like whatever like body part that he could get a hold of, he would just grab on and just push as hard as he can, like throwing people upside down, like tumbling down towards the front of the stage, or front of the crowd rather.
Bro, that
he was just pushing.
I kept getting stepped on by Mr. Steel Toes, like my toe, and I'm in Vans. I'm in fucking
concert. So the last podcast we talked about our show in Reading that we went to go see, that was Falling in Reverse, Papa Roach, Hollywood Undead, and Bad Wolves. Joe got stepped on twice there by a lady who just kind of like pushed in front of us and then started to walk backwards to create space in front of her. Stepped on Joe. Then this guy.
I'm just getting
just like there.
Bro, I'm 5'7". I can't see you. Like no one can see me at shows. Like what the fuck? And we had the worst. Me and him had the worst. We had the worst fucking like where. No, fucking what kind of word am I saying? We had the worst decision making on where we stood. We were
it was dead
center in the pit.
In the pit, yes.
And I'm just like, fuck it, we'll be right in the middle of it. And of course, the pit opens up right behind us.
Oh yeah, it was like maybe two people behind us. We started getting pushed, and then I swear either the pit moved or we like somehow got pushed backwards away from
You will literally get fucking moved around, and you won't think you are because the stage doesn't look much different anywhere else where you're standing.
Exactly. So I looked over. It's like, how do we get back here? Like we got pushed backwards and then over.
Well, so like we tried. So I was gradually moving away from the fucking the dude the whole night. I was trying to get away from it the whole night, trying to get us out of there, trying to be like, okay, let's get to a safer spot so we don't have to deal with this. Every other song I turn, it's right there again. It's just it just wouldn't go away, and I'm like, how am I back in this position?
It followed you,
and like, man, I'm. You know what? I don't even care. Like, I can get canceled for this. Some people just shouldn't wear the clothing they're wearing.
Oh no, not at all.
Like, bro, there's just like I looked and I was just like, you're in public. You're in public wearing that?
I'll break it down into the specifics here because I really don't care. It was the fishnets on some very tight fishnets on some thick with like 12C's legs, like wider than me legs. Like, that's just not okay. You look like one of those like toys from the 90s where you squeeze it and it pops out of little holes.
Like,
you know what I'm talking about?
I get body shaming's a problem, but like, come on. I was just like, okay. I think my favorite crowd surfer though was the dude who was behind us. He's like, guys, I'm fat. I need help. He just go.
He's like, at least he's honest about it. He's like, I'm heavy, guys. I'm heavy.
His shirt was funny too. He's like, this is my concert shirt or something.
Yeah, it was just a white T-shirt, and in Sharpie it was written, "This is my concert shirt."
I was like, this man is having the time of his life. Oh my god. Yeah. All right, like, let's see. We Came as Romans, Black Veil Brides, Ice Nine Kills, and Motionless in White. So the show was very important because it was also a hometown show for Motionless, and we'll get into that later on why that was so amazing. Like, that was just the craziest shit I've been a part of. But
Joe cried several times.
I didn't know if you noticed.
Oh, I noticed.
I didn't know if you noticed. Like,
I was paying attention the whole
time. I was emotional that night. It was so much fun. Like, everything about it was a lot of fun. So much fun. And I don't even care. I had a good time. I got emotional. I felt good. I felt it felt like complete euphoria. Like some of the best feeling you could have. And it sucks that I'm not feeling that right now. Because it was so much fun. It was such a good time.
All the time. It doesn't feel special when it happens.
Yeah, that's true too. But so we'll start with We Came because they opened the night, and I even cried for them.
I didn't notice that. I only noticed during.
I cried when they. Like, I started tearing up when they started talking about Kyle.
You know what? That is right.
I was like, damn, man, I didn't expect this. So it was just like, it was very heartfelt, and We Came was really good. They're still good now, but like, you can't replace Kyle's voice. It's just so iconic in this music scene, and like, it was so good. I don't know if you've heard any of their stuff much, other than just going there that night.
I listened to them a little bit, but I stuck to their newer stuff because I figured it would be like what they played.
New stuff.
I know. I was like completely lost through their whole. It sounded great. Don't get me wrong, but I was just completely lost. I was like, I don't know what's happening.
I don't know if it was where we were standing or what, but I was having trouble hearing the lyrics.
Exactly. That's what I was saying to Katie whenever I was showing her the videos that I had taken for her because she's a big Black Veil Brides fan. So I took some videos and I was like, you can't hear anything. So it was. I think it was just part of where we were at, but also they had the bass cranked so fucking high.
Bro, they were
like,
sound checks were fucking
it was crazy.
Nuts. You just hear the fucking
they were just gnarly. But not only that, like, I don't know if you caught on because you were wearing pants, but I was wearing shorts, and like my leg hairs were vibrating from the bass. Like, it was so crazy.
I felt the little bit of air pockets in my pants just moving around the whole time.
And felt a little movement in your shorts, your drawers, man.
Really,
and you're a little excited.
I felt everything. I felt, dude. You got to remember, we were fucking toked. I was zooted out of my fucking mind, and then this motherfucker decides, hey, I want you to hear this, right? You hear him hit the drum pedal, and all Travis says is, it's the Call of Duty hit marker sound, and I couldn't get it out of my fucking head.
That was great. It did. It sounded like the hit marker. It did. You can't tell me it didn't.
It fucking did.
If anybody listening to this was there, you have to vouch for me. That it sounded like it so much.
Dude, I was like, what? It was perfect. I didn't even understand how perfect it was. I was just like, what the fuck? You can't do this. You couldn't do that to me either because I was fucking stoned out of my mind. Like, you can't say shit to me like that because then I'm going to go, what? He blew my fucking mind for a second, asshole.
It happened twice that night, actually, if you remember. Because later on, when I think it was Black Veil Brides, it was either that or it was right before Motionless came on. But the LED panel that they had behind the stage to do all their graphics,
said it looked like the Minecraft moon.
It did. They just had like a couple of blocks, like spots here and there. They were literally squares that were just like slightly brighter than the others. Like there was some like light blues, dark blues, whatever that were just kind of like around the panel, and it looked like the Minecraft moon.
So I think if we're going back to what we were doing, like, We Came was great. Played a lot of songs that I knew of, but I don't like know the word. I don't listen to We Came as much as I would like to. They're just not something that comes on and I'm like, oh yeah, or that's definitely not a band I'm like, oh, I want to go listen to them today, kind of thing. They're like, if they come on, I'll listen to it, but it's nothing I've like really paid attention to. But what I have listened to, I really do like. So I didn't really know what was going on. I could barely hear what he was saying because I don't know if it was just because where we were standing or what, but it was hard to understand. But I was also just feeling the energy from the crowd. Like the whole crowd, the whole night was electric. The whole night.
Oh yeah.
Like everybody was feeling it. Like this was a hometown show for sure, and everybody was just pumped and ready to go. And then we do all that. We go through we get the 30 minutes of break in between each set that we don't have to worry about getting fucking demolished or ran the fuck over or stepped on and shit. Like,
I saw several glasses lens popped out of glasses on the ground.
There was literally a moment.
I almost lost my glasses twice. I lost my hat once.
Bro, there was literally a moment. I was talking to you about this during the show, like when we were leaving, but there was literally a moment. They were like, I got patted on the shoulder, like, here we go, we got to do this. I'm like, okay. A slightly bigger girl comes up, right? Or someone comes up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a slightly bigger girl. And big dude picks her up on his shoulder. And he comes back with her. And he just lands on you.
Yeah.
And I lose all sight of you.
Yep.
And I'm like, he's dead. he doesn't. Like you weren't ready. Because I thought it was coming my way.
Yeah, you got tapped, so I looked at you, and then he angled towards me, and I kind of half caught her, but half ducked to get out of the way. But then the guy in front of me obviously didn't get any warning because I didn't get any warning. So we all just kind of toppled over. I got crushed by 3 people.
It was all slow motion, and in my mind I was like, "Fuck, he's dead." I don't know if I can explain this to his fucking fiance, and 2, I don't want to have to clean up the mess when it's done. And then I was like, let's go. You got to get up. You got to get up. I was just rooting for you. I was scared. And then I saw you were good. And I was like, okay, move on. We're not going to talk about it.
Don't say anything. It didn't happen.
Like, fuck it. Okay, he didn't die. I hope this isn't ruining his concert experience.
No, I don't think I will intentionally go towards center stage again. I'll try and stay more towards the wings or maybe a little further back. But I still had a blast at this show. It's just I'm not the touchy-feely person with random people.
Times
so
I was
getting people dropped on my head was not a great experience.
I'm going to tell you this. There was a couple times where I was just like, I'll be back. And I was just went in. I was just went into the pit. But I was like, this is...
You should have, man.
It was so fucking intense. I'm not a pit person anymore. I used to be, but I don't want to get in there with those animals. And I kept looking behind me. I'm like, I want to go in, and I just look, and I'm like, I'm a bitch. I'm too much of a pussy.
People. Did you notice there was 2 guys? The heavy guy who was shirtless,
dude, that guy
and then the guy in the military pants.
Hold on, that guy was
looked like fucking Trevor. From GTA 5.
Fucking Trevor from GTA was there. It was fucking great.
I swear.
I liked the hippie looking kid with the SpongeBob fucking motionless shirt, just with the long hair.
Yeah.
He was having a good old time, fucking just doing a little kick dance, having a fucking just time of his life. And then I was looking, and some of the girls in there too. I was like, these girls go harder than the dudes.
Yeah, there was a chick that was in there that was literally the size of my forearm.
Bro, she
was in there shoving people around.
She was like Pitmaster, bro. She was controlling the damn thing.
She'd just push random people in if she was on the side. She's just go.
Oh my god, it was so crazy, and I wanted to so bad. There was a part of me that was
there was nothing that was stopping you.
I was gonna get in, but I was like, I'm gonna get pulled away from Travis. And I don't know. So, if we keep going here, now we see Black Veil Brides. Again, I can't hardly understand what the fuck they're saying. And I don't know why, because for Ice Nine and Motionless, I heard everything fine. I don't know what happened. I don't know why. I don't know if it was just where we were standing for both. We came in because we didn't really move or shift until Ice 9 came on.
I would say we got shifted during Black Veil Brides, because that's when the pit and the crowd surfers were like the peak. Like that's everybody was fucking going, except for like at the very end when they were just like there was a whole line of people like trying to get one last like crowd surf in. But like that was probably the second like most crowd surfers, and then the pit just got fucking massive.
It's still not the craziest fucking crowd surfing I've seen. Holds the cake at the last one. The fucking dudes fucking surfing each other. Like, that's crazy shit I've seen fucking ever at a show. But Black Veil Brides was great. Like I always say, I'm not a Black Veil Brides listener. Like, I don't listen to Black Veil Brides. I don't go out of my way. I respect Andy Bierstack and Andy Black, Andy Six, whatever the fuck you want to call him. Musically, like, I think he's great. I just don't prefer their sound, like studio wise, but he adds that like the screaming flair to his live shows that makes them so much fun live. And like his scream, I don't know if Andy's scream is fucking brutal. It's pretty piercing, and it's every single time I hear it, I'm just like, I want to do that. I don't know how to do that. I want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's years and years of practice and vocal coaches and like just it's a whole shit ton, and talent, of course, because like there's a certain aspect to it where you have to like at least have some base of being able to, obviously, like he could sing, so like that's his base. Like he's a very talented musician,
his
very
voice
talented
is
singer.
so weird for the music he sings, though. I feel. Do you think?
I mean,
I just think it something about it doesn't click for me. I don't know what it is. And I think what it is, I was starting to piece it together. I don't know if it's like actually this, but like they always seem more like an 80s band.
I think you did say it last night.
An 80s band, you know? Like an 80s band in a modern era. Like they just have that, like, they have that, you know what? They have that arena sound. They have that like an arena band sound that like I don't associate too well with like metalcore venue bands like this. It's what I guess that's like a rude thing that's a rude way to put it, but that's how I've always looked at it. Like I go to a venue to see these bands. Going to them to like an arenas and amphitheaters, that's weird for me. Like that was really like it was fun. That felt more like a festival though.
Yeah.
But like,
well, okay, so let me like put in kind of 2 cents. I guess something else that I'd seen previously was jumping ahead to Motionless in White, and I guess backwards in time because I am new to this whole genre of music. So to get prepared for this show, that started watching like the music videos and lyric videos or whatever of Motionless in White songs from their 2 most recent albums to try and have some sort of familiarity with them. And in one of the videos, the top comment was like something along the lines of like Motionless in White is like a textbook example of how to change your sound in like a positive way or in a good way. So like basically you're saying like when they started out, they were like you were saying about Black Veil Brides, they started out as like small show, like, you know, venues,
high school gyms,
yeah, exactly. From that sound, modifying their sound to not lose themselves or forget about their past or change completely. They just modified it to where it sounds more professional or more catered to venues like the arenas or the amphitheaters or, you know, the bigger crowds, the bigger spaces.
Yep.
They modified their sound to kind of change with the times rather than kind of stand back from where they originated, you know, early 2000s.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I just never really associated these style of bands with like arenas. Just because it's such a, I think now in today's time, it's very accepted. Like it's a very accepted style of music, but like even 10 years ago, like 10, 15 years ago, when I started listening to it, it was not accepted. People thought you were fucking weird for listening to this shit.
It was like the satanic rituals, and if you played the song backwards, you could hear them praising the devil.
Yeah, so it's like, that's how I always just like, they're small venues. They're a very like niche way of like listening to music. But now that it's like super accepted, people like celebrities are saying they're listening to these bands live for working, like listening to these bands to work out. And it's just like, okay, well, the shit's cool. I liked it before everybody else did.
All right, hipster.
But
all right, rolling back on topic.
Black Veil Brides, yeah, I mean, they're fun. Andy's fun. Yeah. They're a fun band live. Not to be mean, but I think sometimes some people should just hang up the straightened hair and the skin tight clothes. Like, I'm sorry. Sometimes I feel like it just doesn't look good on some people. And yeah, wear your clothes. Wear your clothes, man. Wear the clothes that make you look good, you know? I mean, if it makes them feel good, whatever. Like, who am I really to judge? I'm just some fucking nobody on the internet right now.
I did want to point out, though, jumping back to We Came as Romans, their band composition is hilarious to me.
Can we talk about how, yeah, I wanted to actually talk to you about this. I forgot about this. This is something I wanted to talk to you about on this. Can we talk about how are most bands the same way? You have like the four most unorthodox people. You put them together, and they somehow make something great.
Yeah,
their bassist was so fucking fun. He was jumping around, being very with the crowd, and then the guitarist, just like skinny dude, fucking cop mustache, fucking dad hat. That dude, he's just shredded, just standing there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so, yeah. In context, the bassist was like bleached hair, straightened, swished to the side, like black skinny jeans, like chain wallet, like literally the works, the stereotypical like I'm in a metalcore band look. And then you pan over to the rhythm guitar, and he's just like black skinny jeans, a striped t-shirt.
It was a black button up.
Was it a button up?
Black button up.
Black button up. Ball cap, and then just a stash. And like just the normal guy, normal everyday dude, just like rocking out. Didn't like interact too much with the crowd. Didn't really interact too much with the other players. Was just kind of like over there doing his own thing, like playing the music, just kind of rocking out on his own.
It's so funny to see. It's so funny to see it happen, because it's just like, how do these people? They don't look like they'd be friends in real life. I'm sorry. Like they were so polar opposites how they were acting that it would, like, if they were friends, you would be like, no way, no fucking way.
If you saw them walking in a group down the street, you'd be like, they don't know each other.
But again, I feel like every group has that though.
Yeah.
Like, there's someone that feels like they shouldn't be in the group. Like, people on the outside looking in, just feels like they shouldn't be in the group, but they are. I don't know who that would be for us. Maybe Hoff.
Maybe.
I feel like Hoff would be the one for like, he's just Hoff's a different animal. So, but back on topic. Black Veil was fun. I mean, they've all been doing it for so long now. Like, they know what to do. They know how to pump up a crowd. Like, it's a good time. Black Veil Vibes was fun. Then we go on to Ice 9. Probably one of the most visually fun shows you'll ever go to.
I was interested to see the props and everything that they broke out, because they're a performance band. They're the very visual, like, for those who don't know, their two most recent albums.
The three most recent albums have all been
albums.
The last three albums have all been concept albums. The first one was Every Trick in the Book, which was based off famous pieces of like scary literature, but like darker literature, like Dracula, Carrie, The Exorcist, all that stuff. And then the last two have been about horror movies. The first one was mainly about like the normal slasher villains you would see, like Jason, Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger. Scream comes in the deluxe edition, so it has like all those. And then the newer one has more like old school horror cliche movies. I would say, I don't know, I don't want to say that. I wouldn't say that either. Like, you got Pinhead on this album. You got the shower scene, whatever the fuck that movie's called. I don't know what movie. I know what movie it is. I'm blanking on the name of it. It's like the
I don't know the name of the movie, but it's the stereotypical like horror scene. You know, it's the black and white film where the lady gets in the shower and then like you see the guy come up with a knife through the shower curtain. That's what that whole song is about. And then you have Child's Play with Chucky.
And then randomly they kind of go video gamey with Rainy Day, which is Resident Evil. Mm-hmm. And then Pet Sematary, obviously. Trying to think.
And then the final one is American Psycho, is like the one that they kind of close out with.
No, they didn't close out with that one. They closed out with American Nightmare, which is Freddy Krueger. The American Psycho one was
no, I'm not saying for the show, I'm saying for the album. Like the last song on that album.
No, it's not American. No, it's not. What's the last song on that album? Let me look it up. But while I'm looking it up, Ice Nine's always fun to go see. They're always going to be a fun time. When the last album came out, not this one, but the previous one, the first Silver Scream came out, I went to go see them. They play this song called I think it's what the fuck was it called? It's about Jaws. It's a song about Jaws. When they're like doing like the breakdown part, I don't know if you've heard the song or not. When they're doing the breakout part, the girl who comes out in all the props was dressed in a shark costume. And instead of him saying the actual lyrics, he's just yelling in the crowd, "Fuck this shark!" And all of us are just saying, "Fuck this shark." It's fucking hilarious. The last song, though, on this album is Farewell to Flesh, which is actually Candyman.
Okay.
So, yeah. But Ice Nine's always fun to see. They played their songs a little out of order than they normally did the last time. So they played It Is the End, which is the song about it, Pennywise, which is fucking amazing live. Like, I love that song live. Like, it's so visually great. But they normally end their sets with that. Like, it kind of makes sense. It is the end. Like, they end the sets with that. I wasn't really expecting them to end with American Nightmare. So, but, yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to say here now. Blanking. It's fun. A lot of fun. What about your 2 cents? Like, what are your 2 cents on this? I feel like I'm just talking about this. How did you feel through all these bands?
Oh, I felt great. It was a great time. Like I said, this is only my second ever concert, but there's even, as we were walking out, Joe looked over, he's like, "So, like, what did you think?" I was like, "I had a blast, man." He goes, "Yeah, I saw. You were really kind of feeling yourself there for a minute." I was like, yeah, I just kind of got into it. I was doing a headbanging and jumping around and throwing my hands in the air, carrying people. I was getting into it. Yeah, it was a fun time. But yeah, it was good. I enjoyed myself.
Like, do you have any thoughts on some of the bands we saw though? Like how are you feeling like through like We Came? Like, did it feel like? You have any like opinions on what you would have wanted differently?
Not really. I feel like they kind of knew that they were gonna be like the lesser known band because
it's so hard to fucking say that though, because We Came isn't a lesser known band in this scene. Yeah, it's weird because it was kind of more like a 4 headline show because We Came is a huge band. And people in the crowd behind us still knew, like, everybody knows who they are still. Like, even if Crown the Empire didn't get taken off the show, which that's a whole other story for a different time. If Crown was there, I will say this is the best show I've ever been to. But since Crown wasn't, I still think there's a couple other shows that I've been to that were better than this one. Even though this is the best, let me say this is the best Motionless in White show I've ever been to.
And you kind of, I kind of expected that would be like the best performance that they would put out, considering it is like a hometown show.
Like I guarantee, because people knowing who Motionless in White are, who if you're watching this, they're from Scranton, PA, and that's where we were. We were in Scranton for the show at I don't even remember what it was called. I can't even remember what the fuck it was called. Montage Mountain.
The pavilion at Montage Mountain.
Pavilion at Montage Mountain. Great venue. Loved it. It's a good time.
Oh yeah, it was beautiful.
Fuck yeah.
I definitely want to go up there just privately for like snowboarding, or they even have a fucking water park at a ski resort. Like, what the shit?
That I knew going in this was going to be their best show, and they played a song called 570, which is the postal code or zip code, or not zip code, your phone number
code.
Your area code up there, which is 570. They played that and that is the loudest I've ever heard a fucking a crowd for any song ever. Like you just felt it in the build. You felt it that everybody was just happy to finally see them on the big stage at home. And they weren't like, they're the headliner. They weren't like the sets before, like Black Veil and Ice Nine, compared to the first one, they felt shorter. They felt really, they did not feel like full hours, even though they were. They felt like 30, 45 minutes. I feel like I didn't hear a lot of songs from those two, but I felt like they were on stage forever with Motionless. But I think it was just because the crowd being so into it.
Yeah, not only that, but with both Black Veil and Ice Nine, Black Veil just had a lot of like instrument change, so they had a lot of breaks in between their songs for their guitarists to go and grab their different setups for the different songs to create different sounds and things. And then Ice Nine had all of their props that they had to bring out and set up, so there was larger gaps between the songs because they had more setup between the songs. So we did lose out a little bit on their music portion, but the performance was still fantastic. Whereas like Motionless, they pretty much just like kept going. Like between every song, even if there was like an instrument change, Chris was out there like just talking to everybody, like saying how thankful he was, telling stories about how he used to go to this venue as a kid, and you know, it was amazing being able to see that side, because like, again, this is my second time seeing live music ever. So, like, just being able to see that and not lose the sincerity of, like, just natural human emotion in, you know, just a popular band just being like, okay, here's some music, tossing it out, and then you get to, you know, deal with it in between the songs. That there was actual genuine connection that he had.
Yeah, you could even see it on his face that, like,
this
is gonna be.
I'm not sure if you noticed.
This is his show. Like, this is his show of the year for fucking
even
sure.
said.
Like, this, I don't think anywhere else will top this for the rest of the year.
He said from the beginning that this was their bucket list venue to play at. Like, they've always wanted to play at this venue. And then after their first song, and the crowd is going crazy for him because obviously, why wouldn't they? He actually like went up center stage, like right at the edge of the stage, knelt down and cried, like on stage.
You could see it. Like, it was.
There's just so much emotion for them, and it was fantastic to be able to be there for that experience.
It's definitely one of those like once in a lifetime moments. Like, I'm happy that I will be able to say I was there. I was there for that show. And
I was there, man.
Like, and you could just tell how much of a fucking connection I have with these bands, because I have that shit behind me. Chris is right here at all times. He's looking at you. His little dark, demonic little fucking face looking at you. So, like, I love this music. This is where I thrive. This is where I feel the happiest. Like, when I say it was complete euphoria, it was like you gave me every single drug known to man and just injected it onto my body, and it hit me all at once. Like, it was just that good of a feeling that, like, I'm happy that this music does this to me. And I know I have 2 more shows this year, and one's Bring Me the Horizon, which that's a whole there's a whole story behind why that's going to be emotional. And the one after that in December is the Bad Omens Dayseeker show, which I know I'm going to get emotional at, and I know I'm going to go back to that euphoric state. I don't know what it is about live music that does it for me, though. I don't get it.
It's just your comfort zone. That, like, it's different for everybody. Like, for you, it is being out in that public area with a slew of people who share the same passion for this style of music that you do. A lot of people have the same thing when it comes to any other live music. Like, you can go to anybody who listens to country or like rock and roll, or even like EDM type stuff, going out to like DJ shows and things like that, whatever you want to call them. But like, exactly. But like, that's just people's comfort zones.
Yeah.
So like it's just where you find your peace. Like, I know you personally, obviously, have for a long time. You are always listening to something. There's always music playing.
Music. It's not even the style of music. I think I'd feel the same way at any style of music venue.
Except country.
No, I even think for country I'd still feel fine. I think it's just, I don't know if it's the music. It may just be the atmosphere.
That's probably what it is.
I love the atmosphere of just people coming together for something. That's probably why I feel the same way at sports games. It's just metal shows have always been the one I prefer to go to.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard too, because I don't go to a lot of sports games. But every single time I do, I have like a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I think part of that is just your enjoyment of the game itself. But the main difference with that is just taking into account the one professional game that I went with you and Dan and Nick. Like, we were having a blast all together because we were all there kind of for the same purpose. But then there was the guy who was behind us who was there cheering for the other team, who got belligerently drunk and started screaming at us. So, like, that kind of draws back from the experience of the game because they kind of put that cloud over it. But whenever you go to these concerts at these venues, like, everybody is there to share the same thing. They have the same passion for the same music, for the same, like, people who are all around. So, like, you don't really have the potential to have that negative impact or that black cloud, for lack of a better example, to kind of rain on the day and bring negativity to an otherwise positive experience.
Yeah, fair enough. We're just gonna get back here on topic though. When they played Masterpiece live, I don't think I heard a single word he said, because all I could hear was the crowd.
Oh yeah,
I could just hear all of us collectively. And I don't even know how it happened. I had some 6'8" dude in front of me at some point, and I could barely see the fucking stage.
The dude with the long hair?
Yeah, that dude.
Yeah.
That dude just out in front of me, but like, I know there's a few times where you could just see Chris standing there watching the crowd sing, and he doesn't even have to do anything. And it's just, I would love to know that feeling. Like, it's not like jealousy or envy, but I would love to know that feeling. Just being able to sit there and be like, damn, I made it. We made this work. After all this time, we're on top of the world, and nothing can take this moment from us. Like, that feeling must have felt amazing.
Oh, of course.
Like, I couldn't imagine it. I couldn't imagine feeling that good, like, ever. I think I would die. I think I'd die, honestly. I think I'd die if I felt that like that emotion. I think I'd die.
Yeah, the closest that I've gotten, which is nowhere near that, was when I was probably 11, 12, 13, somewhere around there. I don't remember exactly. But my football team, to me and one of our other players, were picked to play in the Big 33 game, which is like the college, not professional, but like the college level, like one of the biggest games. And during their halftime show, they have a little scrimmage for like the younger kids that get to play. And it's, I don't know if it was televised or not, but there was a lot of people there, and like being out on a football field in more of a, quote unquote professional setting, was just like crazy because there were so many people there that were just like all there to watch you play. Like, that's the closest that I've ever been to being like, holy shit, like, this is incredible. Just like this feeling of having everybody there to watch you do something that you love to do.
I mean,
again, nowhere near the level of what
I don't think we'll ever experience that level. That was crazy. Having 6,000 fucking fans all cheering for you. Fuck, dude, that's crazy. It's got to be a crazy feeling, but oh well. Maybe one day for us. Maybe we'll feel that feeling one day. But overall,
we're working on it.
Overall, I had a blast, and But like I said that day, I don't know if I'd want to do it again. Like, I'm almost happy I didn't get the tickets for the third leg of this tour. And since I saw I basically saw the same show twice this year. I don't know if I can handle another round of this. That's how fucking nuts this was. That's how nuts it felt for me. Like, I just was not... I don't even know how to explain it. Like, that was the most insane show I think I've ever been to. Just because of where I stood. And that's even saying when I was in the mosh pit, when I was doing that kind of shit. Now I'm just like, yeah, nah. I'm a pussy. I don't want to go in there. I just want to enjoy the show. But overall,
I started off at the peak, and I'm only going to go downhill from here.
You started off. Yeah, you started off. Your first one, your next one you go to, you're gonna be like, damn, man, that was fun, but like, fuck, I wanna go back. I wanna go back to that one. But I mean, we have another show coming up we're gonna go to. I'm sure we'll talk about it on the podcast eventually. Maybe even the next one. Who knows? I don't even fucking know when we're gonna do that. We're gonna go see one of our friends' bands from high school, actually. So be cool. Cool to see them live. They're very good live. I've seen them personally. I just saw them this year with a bigger name band called Palisades, so that was cool. So
yeah, I have not seen this band since high school. Going to one of the local venues, just a ragtag little building music in
my home. Yeah. The venue I started seeing Ice Nine Kills, Motionless in White, and all them in. That's another thing about it. It's like, I've been there from when they played the smaller venues to now when they're playing the arenas and the amphitheaters, and I'm like, fuck. I'm getting old. We're all getting old. Things are progressing.
Yeah.
But there's also that tried and true thing is like, I'm listening to bands. I'm also now getting introduced to the newer bands that are playing the smaller venues, like our friend. And the band's called If Not For Me, if you want to check them out. They're pretty fun. A good time live. And we know them personally. Well, we know one of them personally. That whole cast has changed so much over the years.
Oh, yeah.
But the main dude who started the whole thing is still in it. That's all that matters. So, yeah. But overall, fun time. I can't wait for the next one. And we got to get you to another show.
Yeah. I mean, after the If Not For Me show, next month? Whenever it is. I think that's the only one that I have for the rest of the year, because unless I want to pay like an obnoxious amount, I want to go to the Bad Omens one with you guys, but there's a lot of people going and tickets are sold out, so it's all resales and I got to pay for markup and all that shit. So like, I don't know if that's
only like $100. I mean, it's really not that bad.
I got a wedding to pay for, man.
It was only like $100. I mean, it's not that bad. I mean,
you paid $40 for yours.
Yeah, because I bought pre-sale. Because I pay attention to when pre-sale codes happen. Because I know now going to these bands is gonna suck. Like, fuck, man. I don't want to pay resale prices. I don't. That's no, it sucks. I hate that people scalp. Like. I just saw this video on TikTok the other day. It was more of a rant. This girl was talking about how all these girls, because of you've seen the King for a Day trend on TikTok, right? So everybody is buying this, because I guess Pierce the Veil is out on tour right now. So everybody's buying the tickets, and this girl got on TikTok and was like, "It's bullshit that you guys made fun of us for listening to this music, but now because of a TikTok trend and it's popular, you guys are buying up all the tickets, and instead of me paying $45 for a ticket, I have to spend like $380." And I'm like, what the fuck?
And that's what happens. That's just a sign of the times. Because going way back, like, I grew up in a very backwoodsy family. I'm what most would call redneck. So like, I grew up listening to country music. So when I would come into school with like, a camouflage hat and like, whatever, either a Carhartt sweatshirt or something along those lines, wearing work boots to school because that's what I had for the day and it was winter. So why not? I would get, made fun of or picked on, like, oh, why are you wearing that? Why are you dressed like a hick, dressed like a redneck, like made fun of. And then a couple years later, being country was then popularized with the newer country music coming out, trying to be more, R&B friendly, I guess, for lack of a better term, trying to introduce more styles into it, which is not really my favorite, but it is what it is. Everybody has their own opinion of it, but like that got popularized, so then everybody else is like, oh, I'm gonna start wearing camo and putting dip in my lip and all this stuff because it's cool now. I'm like, all right, well,
yeah,
I was doing this
it's how this
for years, and I was getting made fun of for it, and it's just that's how it happens. Everything changes. People find popularity in different things, and it kind of spreads like wildfire until it fizzles out again, and the new biggest thing comes through.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It really does suck now, because it's like, damn, I wanted to see them, but I don't want to spend $380 on a ticket, and I feel for them. But that's why I always look for pre-sale when I look for these bands now. Like, I'm happy I got those Bad Omens tickets because...
Well, and the other thing that you can say with that, not saying that like all the money from the people who are reselling go to the bands, but normally the resellers only resell because the original tickets sell out. So then you got to think like, oh, this band actually sold out this venue, so like all this stuff that they had worked towards, they're getting more recognition for and more money out of it. So that way they can turn around and do bigger and better things and produce better music and
this tour
play bigger shows.
This tour for Bad Omens is going to be fucking nuts.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be nuts. Like, they are getting the recognition they deserve. I think they finally found their sound where they want to be. Mm-hmm. Because the tried and true, the whole thing that they sounded like, a lot of people said they sounded like Bring Me the Horizon in the beginning. Like, their first album and Sempiternal, my favorite Bring Me the Horizon album, do sound very similar, but like, you could definitely tell like I feel like they used it as inspiration, but like, I don't think they meant to just sound completely like them.
Yeah, it wasn't a mimic. It was like just a happenstance.
It was really good, and just even from the last one, if I don't even know what the fuck the name of the album, I can't think of the name of the album, but the last one before The Death of Peace of Mind, that one's great. But I feel like that one got a lot of similarity to That's the Spirit, which is literally the next album after Sempiternal, where where Bring Me started adding like all the electronical aspects and all the other shit to their thing, and they were a lot softer. They weren't as screaming as much. And same thing happened with them. They weren't screaming as much. There was like one really heavy song, and that was about it. And then every other song kind of had their screams here or there. But now I feel like they really found out who they want to be as a band, and I feel like Noah has really evolved into just something he is proud of, and it's awesome to see.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I didn't even know who Bad Omens was for a long time. Mm-hmm. I got shown funny enough, from a music reactor on YouTube. He just pulled up that really heavy song, and I was like, this sounds cool. And then I looked into him, and I've been hooked ever since.
Yeah.
They're probably my number 2 favorite band of all time. And honestly, I hate to say it, it's probably just because they are so similar to my favorite band of all time, Bring Me the Horizon. So
that's fair.
It's all good. All right. Yeah. Well, we'll close this out. We're getting close to the end. So, any final thoughts? Anything else you want to say about the show? Like, I had a lot of fun, and I can't wait until we can do another one.
Oh yeah. I was super pumped to be able to go and just experience something new. Like, I'm always about new experiences, new memories, and just learning new things. So like, there's a lot of things that I kind of picked up on while we were at the venue about, like, how to keep an eye out behind you and around, just to make sure that, one, nobody's in trouble, nobody's in danger, but also you're not putting yourself in danger. And just to be alert for people who are, again, having a good time, but maybe doing so a little bit more aggressively than others. But yeah, it was a great experience. And for the listeners out there, definitely check out all the bands that we were talking about today.
We'll go over them again. It's We Came as Romans, Blackfoot Brides, Ice Nine Kills, and Motionless in White. If you're listening to this, and just because of the name of the title of it, because I already have the name of the title, of the podcast ready to go. So if you're reading the title, if you're here, you most likely know who these bands are. But just keep supporting them. Like I want to keep listening to these bands going forward. I want new music from them. Like I'm ready. I'm ready for all the bands that drop new music. Like even We Came. I'm ready for like another full length album from both of them, and they all just released them.
Mm-hmm.
Like Motionless just released their album in July. Like
sorry, fire truck going by my house, so I'm trying to make sure everything's good.
No worries. It's all good. It's a one-take podcast. Yeah. We don't have any cuts, no edits. Except the one in the beginning where I introduce myself and tell people to do all the mumbo-jumbo bullshit.
It's because he's embarrassed to do it on camera in front of me. That's the only reason.
He's not wrong. I gotta get comfortable. Right. I gotta get comfortable doing this. We gotta do it more often, you know? Right now, once a month. We got one in August. Here's the one for September. October, we probably are gonna wait until after all the nonsense is over, because October's full. You may not even get one in October, because this man is getting married, and
that I am.
We're in the final stretch before the wedding, and it's gonna get very hectic going forward.
And rest.
Honestly, the next episode might be more than an hour, because we're gonna have so much to talk about. But I don't care.
Yeah, we're gonna have all of the stuff that happens for the rest of this month, and then October, if we don't put one out for October beforehand.
So like it's just gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna have a lot to talk about going forward. So, but if my final thoughts were, if you guys ever get a chance to see any of these bands, go. Just go.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You're gonna have the time of your life. You're gonna enjoy yourself.
Not even just these bands, just any live music, just go and check it out. It's just it's such a surreal experience that if you haven't done it before, you definitely should check it out at least once.
My biggest recommendation though is if Motionless in White, I'm sure it will happen. When Motionless in White comes back to Scranton, PA, and you're in the area, even if you have to make a little bit of a drive, make the effort.
Hell, we made what? It was a 2-hour drive for us?
2.5 hours for me, because I'm 30 minutes from you.
Well, yeah, but still.
So, make the drive. You won't regret it. That was the most electrifying feeling you'll ever feel. Like, standing ovations to Motionless in White. That you just want to be a part of it, I promise. So, but saying that, do you have any final thoughts?
Are you going to ask for the third time? Or is there another final thoughts after this final thoughts?
Did I ask more than once? Bro, fuck you, okay? Fine.
No, again, just if you like something, don't let other people put you down for it. If you want to go and experience something new, definitely give it a shot. There's no there's not really a reason to hold yourself back just because you feel like you might be judged or embarrassed by it. Just full send, go for it. Put all of your effort into it, because you're never going to know if you actually enjoy it. It could be your next favorite thing, but you never know until you try.
Good words. Good final words from Travis. But having said that, if you guys want to do us a favor, be hugely appreciated. Hit the sub button, hit the bell, drop a like down below, leave a comment down below what you would like. Maybe you want to hear some stories. Fuck it, I don't know. Give us suggestions. Fuck it, we'll do challenges on this. I don't give a fuck.
We'll do challenges.
What's the fucking problem? Like, just do something. Leave a comment. Tell us what you think. On the bottom of this video, tell me what your favorite band is, and I'll go check them out. Fuck it.
Give us your crossed thoughts.
But yeah, do us that favor. Hit the sub button. Drop a like. Hit the notification bell to stay notified. Right now, this will be a once a month podcast. We want to do it more often, but right now time is so crunched between both of us. So this is what you're gonna get.
Plus, we still have normal everyday lives, so it's kind of boring in between these shows. So
it's fun. It's fun to build up shit that's happened over the last month. Like the fact that we're not gonna talk about it. It's pretty offensive. You know what? That's something that's you know what? Never mind. We're not talking about Pong. We're not talking about the Pong games that we were playing. But this man is an animal. If you want a Pong partner, I'm gonna put all of his information in the description.
It's already all on the screen, actually. All right.
Yeah.
Right down here.
You need any of his shit? Just go follow his socials. Hit his DMs. $100. That's what he's charging to be your Pong partner. He needs money. He's good. He'll hit his shots. Just don't let him. Just don't leave him the back row. Just don't leave him the back row. That's on you.
Look, man, everybody has their weak points.
All right. Thank you everybody again for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.